What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of All Love with Lawrence and
Keshia.
And we are here with a very special guest, our friend Mealyann from Moonstone Studios.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh.
All right. What's up? What's up, Millie? How are you?
A little nervous. A little nervous just because I haven't like I don't know, talked about my love life in a while, and I have actually ever. I don't think I've ever ever talked about it. You know, instead of like face to face, like with my friends. This is so different for me. And I just never been on an interview for like a year or two, so it's you know, a little out of my comfort zone, but I'm getting out there, you know.
That's right. We appreciate it too.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, we think these stories are important, and I think that you have a really interesting story. So I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this. Stay tuned. Let's just jump into it. Let's jump right into it. Let's ask who are you? Like, if you had to describe who you are, who are you as a lover, and what does it mean to be you? Okay. What does love mean to you?
Okay, no pressure.
No pressure.
Let's go. Let's start with. So my name is Mealyann Saing, and I am 26 years old. I am first and foremost a mom of two and a wife. And secondly, I am an entrepreneur. I own a few businesses, and I'm a spiritual healer. How you would describe me is, I would say just like super nice, very like loving, bubbly, empathic, like I'm always going to be there for you. And I think I'm also like a really good leader, and I know how to get things done, very ambitious. Yeah, I think that's like the gist of, you know, the whole background about me, but I am also a first generation Cambodian American. My family came from overseas during a war. It was the Khmer Rouge War. So they came when they were like 16, 17. And it was definitely an experience, like growing up with immigrant parents. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience growing up with like immigrant parents that, you know, had to struggle and kind of survive a war and then come to a country where they don't have, like, they don't know any English, you know, and just to see the different dynamics of like how I grew up and how they grew up and how that affected my love life too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Wow. Do you have memories of any of that as a child?
You know what? Like, even though they came here when they were like young, maybe middle school, I would, you know, ask her, my mom and dad's stories about like what happened to them. Did you guys ever watch Freedom Riders?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we lived there in Long Beach where the Freedom Riders were. So they were, I think, about that same age when everything was going on. So there was like a lot of gang violence. Maybe they're a little bit older, but there was a lot of gang violence during that time, and a lot of like just struggles. And the times now are just so different from what our parents had to go through. But I definitely saw a lot of strength in my mom. She passed already, but she like grew up, and, you know, my mom and my dad got divorced, and she raised us as a single mom. I had me and my younger brother. And I watched her, like, so many people were interested in dating her, like, throughout my high school years, but she was just like, no, like, I just want to focus on my kids. And then after I went to college, she was like, okay, I will start dating again. And like, and now being a mom, I like compare myself to her, and like I value really what she went through, and like how she just put her kids before anything, like all the time. It was very inspiring.
Wow. Love
Thank
that.
you for sharing.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
And sorry to hear that also.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Things happen, and I know she's always with me.
Right. Yes. I think that's the beauty of being spiritual is you kind of know that they leave, but they're not gone. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was really difficult because she had cancer, and they like kind of plugged her up with a bunch of tubes, you know, and like she was like on the ventilator. I don't know. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. She was like laying on the ventilator, and like all the chemicals kind of like clogged up her body, right? So like she had like a big stomach, and like just like her body was just huge, and she couldn't get up. I mean, she didn't know that we were there either. It was like no sense of mind or anything. And the doctor asked my brother and I, like, do you want to keep her on the ventilator? Do you want to keep her alive, or do you want to like pull the plug? Because she's not going to have like, there's no chance or very little chance, they said, that she's going to get better from this. Or do you want to just pull the plug? And my brother and I, we had to make that decision together. And she taught us, like, we were raised Buddhist. So we believe in reincarnation. We believe that like our ancestors are always watching over us. And for us, it was a really hard decision because obviously we were like, I think I was 20 and he was 16. So we didn't want to see our mom go, but we knew that she was not going, she doesn't deserve to live life on a bed filled with tubes and a ventilator. Yeah. So we knew that if she were to like pass on, she could just be in spirit form and we can still be with her. So we made that decision, and it was really tough, but since then, I've had so many dreams about her. I know she's always been giving me miracles in my life, and she's been helping me and my brother with like so many things. So that was really impactful.
It's a really beautiful story. I think it's to share stuff like, I think that's really vulnerable of you to share. Yeah, and but beautiful to know that, like, you know, that you have a true like foundation in your spirituality, that you could make a decision knowing that she would still be with you, and that you now as a spiritual person, you know, still have her in your life, still receive miracles from her and know she's there.
Yeah. I would imagine that really shaped your character too, to have to make such a huge decision so young. It was probably like, wow. Right. So being that, I guess you mentioned you really didn't see her date because she was so focused on you and your brother, which is amazing. How did you kind of formulate what you wanted in relationships and a husband?
Yeah. Guys, when I was in high school, this is like, okay, this is very deep stuff, but when I was in high school, I'm a hopeless romantic, okay? And I just love love. And love to me is like the ultimate like dream, the ultimate thing that everybody strives to get. Before, like, to me, it's like before money, before anything else, like being in love and being loved is like number one, you know? So in high school, I was on this search for like love, and I was like 15, 16. No, even like I started dating when I was like 13, 14. And in high school, boys just take advantage of you, you know?
Absolutely.
Take advantage of your kindness, of your like naiveness, and just so I went on this journey where I was getting hurt by all these people that I was dating. They were leading me on, they were playing me. And I was like, you know what? Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't get hurt by all these boys. Like, F them. So I ended up switching my senior year. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be the player. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not gonna get hurt. If there was a situation where the guy's gonna get hurt or me, it's not gonna be me. So that was a big shift for me, because instead of being victim, I became like the person doing it. And I didn't intentionally mean to do it, but in that shifting phase, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a different person now. So when I went into college, I ended up like being the player, I guess. Like I had a whole different mentality, and I was not committal. I just kept, you know, there was a point where like I went on dates with people just for fun, and I knew that they liked me and I didn't want to continue with them, so I just ghosted them. It was really bad. Oh my gosh, I was looking back, like, it was really wrong. And but doing those things too, I would have, like, I knew what I was doing was wrong, because I was on the other side. So I would come home crying sometimes, and I would, like, look in the mirror, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was crying. I literally remember that moment. It was after I won Miss Cambodian American, and I went on a couple of dates, and I went on a couple of dates, but I was just like, I don't like any of these people. Something is missing. Something is missing from all these people that I'm with. I love being in love, but there's something missing. So I, like, was crying in the mirror, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Somebody, like, help me. Like, universe, help me. God, help me. Like, help me change my ways, because I don't want to do this. And then, my mom passed away around this time too. So then a couple months later, I had to go to Cambodia to do, like, I guess shows, like modeling shows. I had to do an environmental campaign over there. And it was over there where I met my husband, who is also from America. So weird that we both ended up meeting in our homeland. But I met him over there, and, he changed my life, and he was, like, the answer to my prayers, because after meeting him, I was able to, like, stop doing everything that I was doing, stop all my bad habits, stop, like being the player chasing love. Like, I just stopped everything. And this relationship was definitely, like, a blessing. And I feel like my mom was a big part of that, finding this guy for me, and, like, helping me kind of, like, change who I was and how I was doing,
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, I think that it's nice that you were able to. I think sometimes love does that, doesn't it? Like, you're one way, and then when you meet someone, you're like, okay, I think I'm done.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that your experience?
I wasn't a player before I met you, but
anyway,
the ladies were not good. It was.
Look.
Anyway.
It feels really bad to admit that I was a player on, live.
No, this is good, because there's probably other people that have done that, but for you to sit here and sit in that, that's great, you know?
And then also to look at it like you became a player as a way to get your power back. Like, you weren't just intentionally trying to hurt people. It's like when you're hurt, sometimes it's like you don't really know how to gain control of that. And what we do is we start doing it back. And I think that's the beauty of being young and making your mistakes, is that you get to have that play, or, to have that. It's not that detrimental when you're 17, 18, even 19, 20,
And then when it's all said and done, you came back to the essence of who you really are.
Right. And it's a blessing that your husband was the one who happened to be the catalyst of, he basically took your player card away.
You guys, I want to, tell you how amazing. Well, it was very difficult when I was first with him. Both of us didn't know. We both thought that we were going to be just, like, a fling, and, like, that was it. But, God had a different story for us. Sure. It was like I met him, and I would call him my twin flame, because eventually we feel very connected. And the twin flame cycle goes through so many, like, crazy loops. And basically, when you meet each other, you have this, like, sense of connection, and then you go into a honeymoon stage, and then it goes into turmoil and craziness. Yeah. And then after that turmoil, if you can pass this test, then you guys can live in union, like, forever. And we definitely had that journey. We've been together, like, 5 years, and it was like this a lot. But it was the first time when we got together, and he was like, he kind of set ground rules for me, which is what I needed in a relationship, because I was so free, And he was like, I want you to block all of your exes, block everybody that tried to, hit on you, block everybody. Yep. And so I did. I was like, okay. And then after that, he was like, he's Buddhist. Like when I first met him, he was very like strict on his culture. So, which also helped me too, because I am Buddhist as well, but I never had, after my mom passed, I didn't have anybody to kind of guide me through everything. So he was like, I want to be like, he was sober. He doesn't drink or smoke or anything. So at that time, obviously, like I'm a California girl, you know, so we go to raves and we do whatever. But he was like, he wanted me to draw the line. He was like, I want you to go sober too, because like it would be easier for us, like that you're not tempted to go do those things. You're not tempted to da-da-da-da-da. And at first, oh my God, the 21-year-old me was like, F him, like, what the hell? Like, why are you trying to control my life? Da, 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 da. I was so rebellious, and I was so, like, I don't know, like, I heavily tried to reject this and say, no, like, you're wrong, like, why would you do that? But in the end, I ended up doing it, and it was a blessing because, like, I needed those ground rules to get me in some sort of, like, I don't know, kind of like whip me into shape to like taking this relationship seriously and not repeating all those habits that I did.
Right. Yeah. So being that it seemed like he set some kind of ground rules for you, how do you handle confrontation at this point? Because like you said, you were rebellious. So I would imagine that was like heated. So how do you handle confrontation now?
Yeah. So now me and my husband are in a really, really good place. We went through a really hard year. 21 and 22 has been like really hard years for us. It tested our relationship. A relationship like towards each other. 2021 was that year where like it was like, you want to be a power couple? Okay, let's test it. So they you know, tested our relationship to see if we were going to like last or be together. And we passed, luckily. It was really hard, but we went through it. And then 2022 was like, okay, so now that you guys said that you're going to be a couple, let's take away all your finances. Let's take away all the things that, you know, you guys have. And let's see if you guys can survive together. And so this year, it was like, it wasn't me versus my husband. It was like me and my husband versus all the problems, all the situations, everything that was going on. Wow. And so now it's a mind shift. You know, it's very powerful mind shift. And like the confrontation thing is like, what you do when you confront somebody is you're just trying to figure out what the answer is, like why did this happen or what's going on. So knowing that now it's like me and my husband versus whatever obstacle there is, I can easily talk to him because I now feel like it's not like I'm trying to attack him or he's trying to attack me. We're just trying to figure out what's going on or figure out how to solve the problem.
Right.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Especially, you know, you guys have businesses and things together that can be straight up detrimental. You know?
We learn, I mean, even as business co-owners ourselves, I mean, sometimes you've got two fights going on. You got the relationship fight and you have the business fight. And then you got the kids fight going on. It's like, so you just pick up and drop those arguments at different times at different places. But you know, like you said, I mean, that the universe will test your bond. You know, when you say we're a power couple, the universe will say, okay, let's see if you're ready for power couple problems, you know?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, it's great to see that you guys, you know, survived that because it's not easy. And I think it's ongoing. But it's like when you have that shared vision, I mean, you both, you know, can kind of make it through. You know, I think that's great that you guys are hopefully at the place where that last part, the 2022 part, is done, and we're moving into 23 strong and financially strong, doing definitely. All the right things. Yes,
I love what you said about like the vision part, because if it was like me and my husband had the same vision and the same goals, and because those things aligned together, it was easy for us to tackle every problem and every like situation that came at us because we both knew what we wanted and like the end result, and it was like the same thing. So, like, I think for couples out there that have, like, different ideas of what they want in life, I think the first step is definitely to figure out what you will compromise on to kind of get those things aligned so that life is easier together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how do you guys manage that? How do you manage husband and wife and business partners?
I have no idea.
Look, we don't either.
Yeah, how do you guys do it, man? Like, crazy stuff.
Man, I'll tell you our style. We're figuring it out, and a lot of it is like, hey, you know, while we're feeding the kids, hey, I got this idea about business. Hey, don't bother me about business.
It is 7 p.m.
I do not want to hear it. And then
yeah, I tell him all the time, look, I'm not intellectually available after 5 p.m. So if you want to have a business meeting, hit me up at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., somewhere around there. But after 5 p.m., do not talk to me about business.
So you guys kind of like schedule times where you know, focus on family, focus on business, focus on this and that. I think we do something similar to that, but our mind, like he's like, what's it called? Like he's an idealist. Like he has a lot of ideas that come in his head all the time. So he just throws it out there all throughout the day. And sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. And I take it down. And then some days I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear it, babe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So same with you, Keshia.
Right. Yes.
See, and then I'm always looking at my wife, you know, I'm like, hey, like there's some idea we had. You should probably do a reading on it and just see how that goes.
I do
that a lot, though.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing.
So we have the spiritual, like maybe not the leader, but like this a spiritual powerhouse in your relationship. You're kind of like, so let's see what the universe thinks about that.
Yeah,
I do it too. I do it on people too. People that want to partner, people that we want to partner with. I'm like, let me see first.
That's good.
It's true.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah. But then you have your share. I think that's the thing. Like you said, it's like a shared vision. It can't work if you guys aren't doing the same, or aren't on the same path. You don't have to run the business together, but you both have to understand what it's like to run a business, you know, to be able to give the other one space to build and create, and then you can build and create together.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely. And there's going to be times where like 2020 and 2021, I would want to say that his years were very low and mine were very high. But 2022, my year was really low and his was really high. So once you're in a marriage, it's really important to see like all finances, all problems, all like blessings, everything as equal, instead of it being your problem, your money, my problem, my money. You know, if you can kind of merge those things, I feel like that would help a lot, because that definitely helped us a lot. In the beginning of my relationship, I was like, this is my money, this is like my stuff, like, you know, we're gonna be separated. But it wasn't until after like we kind of merged everything together and like the money comes into the pot and it's for the entire family now, that it really helped our relationship grow and get better.
Yeah, I love that.
That sounds like that took a lot of trust.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know.
Do you guys argue like that? Because with us, it's like, okay, we are two strong-willed entrepreneurs, had businesses before we met each other. You know, we know how we do things, and we bump, you know, and we'll literally, you know, hash it out together because our styles are different.
Right.
Do you guys ever find that with your husband?
When we first opened our first business together, the bubble tea shop, we were both very strong-willed and we did not get along at all. We were fighting a lot about how we wanted the store to look, what we wanted to serve, how we wanted to price it. It was like everything was a fight. So I think we were 22. We were 22 and 23 at that time. And he just decided, like, you know what, you do it. You do all of it. So I ended up having to do the business by myself, and then he took care of everything else, like all the other things, and I just focused solely on the business. And we already had kids at that time too, so you know he was focusing on other things. So that helped us for a while until it stopped. It didn't work after a while, you know, because we had another baby, and then it was like our finances were okay, but then just like stuff started happening, like life just started happening, and then I needed his help. You know, and then he came in, and then we tried our best to like have the same vision. And after going through all this stuff together, 2021, 2022, now we're at a place where we're able to agree. And if we don't agree, we try to figure out what we're going to agree on for those business, because we know we're not going to agree. one of us cannot walk out. You know, we already committed to this like lease. We committed to this business. There's nobody can leave, you know? So we have to figure out what is that same vision. And then after we have that same vision that both of us agree on, then we can decide on how we're going to make the decisions, like what's next. Since that store, we opened 2 more stores. We have like a buy, sell, trade, like vintage clothing. And then we also have this crystal shop that I'm in right now. And we also have real estate. So it's like a rental Airbnb type of, oh my gosh, you guys, it's so much work. And it takes, if only one person is mentally strong, I don't think the other person is going to enjoy this like business relationship, entrepreneurial world. Like both of you either have to be really understanding and like very okay with whoever is the entrepreneur, or both of you guys have to be very entrepreneurial and like do it together. You know, it's not going to work. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Wow. Yeah, a relationship, a marriage alone is tough. So you add on a business, which is a baby, to be honest, which is like third raising a child. For you. Yeah, right. Or I mean, multiple kids for you. So you know, that is a big deal. That's tough.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, you know what, when we were reading your assessment, like you were speaking about stepping into your divine goddess. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean for you? And like, how did you get to your divine goddess? How does one do that?
So, what I mean by stepping into your divine goddess is ultimately connecting with like your higher self, or your like soul essence, like who you truly are on the inside. And, I told you guys the story of like, I was just on this search for something that was missing, right? I was searching for something, and the relationship would be really good with these people, but something was missing. And I figured out what was missing was the love that I had for myself, because I was searching for that love in other people, but it was like the love for myself that was missing. So after I had my second child and I went through kind of like a postpartum depression, I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know what music I liked to listen to, how to dress, like what style I like, you know? It was like I didn't know who I was, because all the things that I thought I knew of myself before is like, it's not the same. And then I had to really... And I was very self-sacrificial. Like, I put everybody before me as a mom, as a wife, as a friend. I am very empathic too. So if somebody came to me for like a problem or advice, like I would take their situation on as my own, and it's very heavy. So I never really put myself first until until I decided like I have to, like I need to. It's not healthy for me. I can't take this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. So I think what did I do? I literally just told my husband like, hey, I'm going to have a me day. So what I did for my me day was I did yoga for a little bit, and then I did like a guided meditation on myself. I offer these services too, but I did this guided meditation on myself where I was kind of like going inward and then trying to connect with my higher self, because I wanted to see who she was. What does she look like? What's her characteristics? And after I did that meditation, I found out that she is very like compassionate and loves people, but she is very strong, and like nobody can like overstep her, overpower her. Like she's very like I love everybody, and like leadership is amazing. And I don't know, just I guess what I was describing to you about who I was earlier is who she is. So when I found that, I was like, okay, I really need to embody this. I want to be like her. I want to live like her every day. So I started to adjust some of the things that I did every day. I did more meditations. I did more like, it's like releasing trauma, a lot of shadow work, a lot of like releasing old habits, like breaking the habits. I guess breaking generational curses too. And I now am very confident to say that like who she is and who I am are very, very close. And that connection, I can just like close my eyes and like picture her and know that she's like this and try to embody that again, like on earth. You know?
Yes, I love that.
So cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I love that, and I think I think that's really what it is to look for your higher self. It's like understanding, I guess, maybe the divine God as a man, but your divine goddess is. It's like it's such an important time, especially for a relationship, if you ask me, where you take this you time to be able to connect to who you are and what your purpose is. And like, knowing yourself is almost like imperative to be able to, like, loving yourself is almost necessary or imperative to like loving someone else. You can't be a mom. You can't be a wife. You can't be, a friend or even a coworker if you aren't in a space where you love and accept yourself, because you'll mirror that on other people, Yeah. So that shadow work is such an important part of growing spiritually, growing in a relationship, becoming a better person. I feel like a lot of times we're running from that, and that's what leads to a lot of these toxic behaviors and toxic arms that we run into, so yeah, I think I love that. I love that. And I wonder if anybody in the comments, let us know if you've gotten to a place where you feel like you have become your divine goddess, or if you want to know a little bit more, drop it in there. Maybe we'll get in the comments. Mealyann, we'll get in the comments and
we all have our different journeys on finding self, and honestly, it's a lifelong thing, is what I'm learning. Because with every couple years, 5 to 10 years, you're a new person. You're 26, so you're way different than who you were at 20, and so finding that inner who I am, connect to higher self. That's kind of like ongoing when you think about it, especially even for myself. I'm not even the same person I was 2 years ago. So, it's just ever going. But what's next for you? What do you think is next for you, your relationship, and your businesses?
So, for sure, me and my husband have this end goal that we really want to work towards, like retirement early together. And now we have all these like different vehicles, like the businesses as the vehicles to get there. So I think we just really want to be able to focus on like doing the businesses really well and making sure they're set up and like ready to go so that we can retire, and at the same time make time for like spending time with our kids, because that's really, really important to us, and spending time together, like, because we're so wrapped up in all the things that we're doing, we never really have time to like have one-on-ones. I mean, yeah, we go out to eat all the time together, but I feel like that's really different than like spending quality time as a date, I don't think we've ever done that in probably a year since we've had like a real date together. So I'm really looking forward to kind of like settling the noise and then being able to reach those things together.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Okay. You got to have space for your space for your spouse. Like I think that's for us, we have to have a trip, a vacation, a date, like
weekly.
Yeah. We need to like disconnect from being, entrepreneurs and disconnect from being parents, and we need time to like date, and we value that. So it's helpful for our relationship. I've even found that like sometimes when we don't do it, the arguments will ramp up. We're like,
oh God,
week 3, we're like, but eventually we, once we get that time to reconnect and remember those reasons why we chose each other, I think that kind of that smooths it over. So I love that you guys that's the intention of yours. It's like keep reconnecting with the one you chose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, Mealyann, will you please share like your shops and your Instagram so that people can find you?
Yeah. So my personal Instagram is Princess MNSC. So it's just my initials. Very long initials. But my Moonstone Studios is that's my baby that I'm focusing on. My husband has his baby that he's focusing on. So Moonstone Studios is moonstone.atl on Instagram. And next year I'm planning to take on like I'm going to start doing some coaching for like metaphysical and like mindset coaching. So I'm really looking for like maybe 4 to 5 girls that are interested in like improving their spirituality and like having that grow their business. Or if they're doing a spiritual business, I'm looking for girls like that are really interested in like, you know, working on themselves and healing. And then also, you know, trying to see how that could like see the growth and how that could affect their business and where that would take them.
Wow.
So that's what I'm going to be doing. I think I'm launching this in April. So I would love to have whoever is looking at this or watching this video today, if you recommend the All Love Network. This program is going to be a high ticket program. So it's about, you know, like a $10,000 program. But if they watch the All Love Network and they watch this video, I would love to give it for $3,000.
Wow, you hear that, guys? That's a huge discount, 70% off. Yeah, better drop that. I'm telling you, drop this name in that application. All right?
You guys can apply online. My website is moonstoneatl.square.site. And on that site, you're going to see like a little application where you're going to apply for like one-on-ones. But this private coaching, I haven't decided if it's going to be like grouped or if it's going to be like a personal one-on-one yet. But definitely, it's like I want you guys to, you know, stay tuned, follow me, keep updated with that. Because that's something that I'm really passionate about. I really want to help women grow their spirituality and grow their business all at the same time.
Yes, cool. Love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you guys let us know what you think in the comments, and please be sure to follow our dear friend.
Yes.
And we will definitely be seeing you in the ATL the next time we are down.
Yes.
And you know where we're at. If you're ever in Savannah, let us know. We'd love to hang out.
Yes.
Yeah. I love you guys so much. Like, it has been an honor meeting you. I have never met a couple who's so in love and who's so like, you guys are so in love, and you like inspire other people to get better and to kind of like grow on their own and grow in their relationships. So it's amazing meeting people like you. Like, I love this business. I love everything that you guys are doing. Seriously.
Thank you so much. And vice versa. Yes. Yeah. We support you. We love you too. Your Instagram will be, it'll come across the screen. So guys, if you see, you know, go ahead and follow her and see what Millie's all about. See what Moonstone Studios is all about.
Thank you. And let me shout out my husband's place before I forget. I know
don't let him get you.
He's like, what about me?
Come on, babe. What's up?
His Instagram for his buy, sell, trade, vintage resell is called @area.47, or is it area47.atl? It changes. So I think it's area47.atl right now. I don't think he'll change that, but we are located in Kennesaw, Georgia. Oh my gosh, what's funny is our stores are actually in the same plaza. So he's on one end of the plaza and I'm on the other end of the plaza. So you guys can go ahead and get like clothes and stuff like that. And then you guys can also get a reading done from me. So
there you go.
All in one.
That. That's right.
Her store is super cute. You guys need to check it out.
Yes,
thank you. It's very pink. Very pink, like all my accessories.
Oh man, see, it's all right. I think that your clientele will probably love that, as in this one might also love that.
Yes. Well, thank you again for being here. We will definitely be in touch soon.
Yes. And thank you guys for watching. Like always, please like, subscribe. That allows us to keep doing this kind of thing and bring you this kind of content. And if you guys are interested in being on our show, man, we are accepting applications. Just go to our website, alllovenetwork.com, and take our assessment. And we use that to determine if you'd be right for our show. So go ahead and fill that out. Follow us on Instagram at the All Love Network. And see you guys on the next one.
Love and light.
Bye.